Welcome back to another live episode of Let's Talk. We've been gone for a couple of days, but we're glad to be back in your presence. Happy to be here. Thank God for life. And this is Let's Talk. And here at Let's Talk, we like to talk about issues that matter to you, where you come up with workable, practical solutions. Must be hungry, sushi.
You go on 2 seconds and forget how to talk?
Solutions. So we have more action and less talk.
That's it.
I'm your host, Jason, with my co-host.
Still Cheryl.
Still Cheryl, not just Cheryl, still Cheryl.
Yes.
And Cheryl, how did you enjoy your time off?
I did enjoy it. I got some rest. I wish I was still there. But had to get back to reality because bills have to get paid.
Bills do have to be paid.
Yes.
Yes, one fella can keep knocking. Can't run him no matter what you do.
Exactly.
Keep coming. So today we want to talk about something. I think it's a good topic, and it depends on who you ask, and you get a wide variety of answers. And the topic is, when is it considered cheating? Especially in today's society.
Yeah.
What you have to say on this topic?
Well, maybe we should start off by talking about what's cheating. What is cheating actually? What is it? And of course, we're talking about within the confines of a relationship. And when we talk about relationships, we're talking about an exclusive relationship, correct?
Correct.
So that's within the confines of an exclusive relationship. It's not when you are dating, it's when you have already decided to be in a relationship. So let's just put that there, because when people are dating, you are expected to see a number of persons while you're dating. But when you're within the confines of a relationship, and when you deny your partner exclusivity with anything, I consider that cheating.
That's what you consider cheating?
Yes.
Okay. Before we go even deeper into this conversation, we want to have you take part in this conversation.
Yes.
We want you all to join in. So please give us a call, 352-8255, 352-8255, or drop us a comment in the chat, and we read it live on camera.
And like and subscribe.
Right. Like, subscribe,
Yes.
share.
Definitely.
Cheating. And Cheryl said, what is cheating? And she just defined some parameters.
Right.
But then, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, so I was saying when you deny your partner exclusivity, because you are supposed to be exclusively sexual with your partner, emotional exclusivity with your partner. So any time you are taking the emotions or the other thing that your partner is supposed to receive and giving it to someone else, then that is cheating.
That is cheating.
Yes.
Okay. So I could be the devil's advocate here, right?
Uh-huh.
And say, hey, we ain't married.
Right.
And therefore, we ain't married. I don't really owe you anything. You ain't owe me nothing because we're not married.
Right. Well, you can say that, and that's why it's important to. I don't think that it's cheating is subjective. Cheating is cheating. If you say you're in a relationship with someone and they know that you're in a relationship with them and they're in a relationship with you, because sometimes the lines are not, it's not clear.
Right.
And we don't have clear conversations.
Right.
I mean, back in the day when people started sleeping together, they were in a relationship. At least females felt that way. But nowadays, you kind of have to say it, that we're in a relationship.
Correct.
Because
Correct.
now there's so many different definitions. There's situationships and entanglements and all of that. But I'm talking about you making a decision to be in a relationship with someone else. And so if you are denying that person, if you are sharing yourself, any aspect of yourself with someone, and I know we're going to get into conversations about if you're buying your coworker lunch, is that cheating? Things like that. But if you are denying your partner something and giving it to someone, yes, it is, because that is a type of unfairness to your partner.
Well,
if you can afford to do it, then fine, and your partner is okay with it. But if you can't afford to do it, and you buying someone else something is going to deny your partner something, it is definitely unfair to that person, and it is cheating.
Well, two things you said, right? First off, you said they're in a relationship.
Yes.
And I think you did
And it doesn't have to be marriage.
You did hint to it where you say they both have to agree that they're in a relationship now.
Of course, because
you can't say, just use me and you. You thinking we in a relationship and you thinking we're exclusive. I'm thinking otherwise
We're
now.
not, yes.
You saying I cheating on you, like when did we actually come to this agreement that
Right.
we're in a relationship? So
You're right.
first of all, it has to be established by both parties involved
Absolutely, yes.
that you are exclusive.
Sadly.
Sadly what?
Sadly, it has to be established
No,
because
no, Sharon. No, I believe in clear and not leaving anything up to miscommunication. Today and time, especially today, right?
Yes,
and like I
definitely,
said,
yes.
like I said, if you're not married, you should clarify, because only in a marriage you don't have to say, because the marriage itself would say.
Absolutely, yes,
Right?
you're right with that. But there are people who are courting exclusively.
Right, and that's another thing, because we know
Because
as
you're in a
Bahamians, we don't know how to date. I don't
Right.
even know if I want to just limit it to Bahamians, but a lot of us don't know how to date. So some people believe that, we went on 4 dates together. Use my
So
boyfriend.
now we're in a relationship.
Yeah, we're in a relationship. And
Yes.
if I go out with another girl,
It's
he's cheating on me.
Yes.
So we're still dating. And,
Right.
and no lines has been drawn yet
Right. And
to
that's
say this
why
is
I
crossing.
said- right. And
So
that's why I
what
said
you
that,
have
that-
to, both parties have to agree.
I
right?
agree. I agree with you.
And then something else you said, you said that if you're denying your partner and giving it to another person,
Yes.
that's cheating. Well, what if I giving it to my partner and giving it to somebody else? I ain't cheating?
Listen, let me. I know some male was
Okay.
going to say that.
Oh, really?
Was going, say if you could be giving it to them and they're equally satisfied in
Right.
getting whatever they're supposed to get. Is it cheating then? Yes, it's cheating, Jason. I'm not talking about intercourse, sexual intercourse. You're supposed to be having it with that one person, and that's
You're not
the
supposed
person.
to be having it at all unless you're married.
You're
So let's
married.
go ahead. Let's
I'm
go.
talking about
Let's go.
your married
Okay,
relationship.
go ahead.
And well, if we're being honest, there are persons who engage in sexual intercourse and are not, and they don't believe what we believe.
Right,
So
right.
this,
Right.
but this standard extends to them as well. So
Yes,
let's just speak
yes.
openly to everybody.
To everybody.
Right. So
And I don't
you
wanna-
are exclusive.
Let me stick this in there. I'm not judging you, saying that, hey, you shouldn't be doing it, right? That's not me. That's just what my
You can
belief
say they
says.
shouldn't be doing
no,
it.
No,
So,
no, that's
yeah,
what
you
my
can.
belief says.
Right.
Because I know at one point in time I would have been engaging it as well. So I was wrong.
Thanks for
not to
letting
say
the
that
world
you
know that,
guys are
yes.
wrong and now that he ain't doing it no more. He think
Right,
he holier
he's-
than thou. No. That ain't where I'm coming from.
That's how
It's
I
just-
feel about Jason.
so I'm just speaking from Bible's perspective, and that's what I
Yes.
believe. So yeah, I just want to put
Okay.
that out there. Go ahead.
If I can gather my thought.
Well, really.
So what I was saying, so if you are in an exclusive relationship, and you are exclusive means only me and you,
Yes.
and if you are denying me that exclusivity, then it is cheating. Now, when I talked about the buying or whatever, we're not or the denial. I wasn't talking about emotions or physical stuff. I was talking about something financial. Because, like I said, I know that would come up in a conversation.
So you're
If-
preempting. You're jumping ahead. So
No, I'm just putting it all on the line, because yes,
Yeah. Well, my perception of cheating, and like you mentioned, is for married, or unmarried couples. Once you agree to be in that relationship, exclusive relationship,
right,
I believe is cheating is anything that you told your partner is due to them, and then you decide to share it with anybody else, whether you give it to
Right.
them or not. So, like you mentioned, if it could be finances, it could be emotions, it could be your body, whatever you agree to only share with your partner,
right,
and you decide to give that to anybody else, that's cheating. In my mind, that's cheating. And I'll extend that to flirting. See, a lot of us believe because we flirting, that's harmless. No. That's cheating. Because that's flirting. You know what flirting leads to, right? Flirting is an attraction. You flirt with somebody who you are attracted to. And if you're attracted to them, what are you attracted to? Let's be honest with ourselves. What about that person makes you want to flirt with them? What are you attracted to that person for? And if you're saying you're exclusive with that one person, the only person you should be flirting with is that partner who you agreed to have that relationship with. That's what I believe.
okay,
So if you making little funny jokes and keying up with the person and ha ha ha, you so funny, or even the buying the lunch.
What's wrong with?
See, and I know it was going to go touch. Women like to eat. I mean, man like to eat too, but most people don't buy lunch
Because
for
we're
men.
usually the recipients of lunch.
Ah, exactly. Now, we can go a little, you know this fella is a little interested in you. And you can play dumb all you want, right? Yeah, okay. But here he comes now offering the food you like. And you can take this food from him. What is that? How do you see that?
I think if you know explicitly that the person is interested in you, you shouldn't take anything from him.
Right. So now you're saying
Providing if
explicitly.
you're, yes, if you.
But you know we can play
if
crazy
you know,
like we don't know.
No, I mean just not everybody wants you.
Right.
Not
Right.
everybody. Not everybody's going to want you, and sometimes people are just being kind. See, we have to. If we go all the way right or all the way left, then we are going to. I guess you can't limit kindness.
True.
And sometimes people are just kind, and that's it.
Yes.
So it depends though on the motive, on your intentions, and I think once somebody has they have no motive at all,
But
that should be fine between friends.
But you would know that, right?
That's
Just
what
by
I'm
your
saying.
interaction
Sometimes
with the
you-
person,
exactly.
and just by their responses to you,
Right.
You would know if this person has more interest than just being
yes,
friends.
sometimes you do know. Yes.
Yeah. So and in those cases, I don't think you should lead that person
You shouldn't,
on.
right? You shouldn't indulge
Right?
that person because it may lead to other things that you should not be doing,
And
it's
even
opening
if-
doors that you should
Yes.
not open.
And even if you feel that you won't cross that line,
Right.
you still shouldn't encourage that person because you know that person has an interest in you beyond
Right.
friendship, you know?
I agree.
But you would have a lot of people, well, it's harmless. I don't see nothing wrong with it. It's only food. It's only a ride. It's only,
Right.
they only paid me a compliment, you know?
Well, what about Jason? If you have this conversation with your spouse, let's say you have this conversation with your spouse, because and I think sometimes it's good to have these conversations about your friends and what do you do for your friends, because these are conversations that I have. What do you do with your friends? What is okay for? What is comfortable for me
Right.
that you do with your friends, and what is comfortable for you? For what I do with my friends. So I think it's important to have these conversations. And once you would have established that too, when you cross the line, even if it could be something simple that may not be, and these are the gray areas where I think it depends on persons and their relationship and the boundaries that they have set and agreements that they would have made. That's when you can do something that it may be okay for someone else,
Right.
but with your spouse, they don't like it, and so
Right.
you ought not to do it because they find it disrespectful
Right.
or they think that you are crossing a line.
Correct. And that's where that's where it's important right there. If your spouse feels a way about it,
Exactly.
I don't care how innocent it may be. If your spouse feels a way about it, that's when you say, okay, I can't do this. I can't engage
Absolutely.
inside this. Because at the end of the day, it's your spouse you should
Yes,
be
their
looking out
feelings,
for.
their comfort is more important than anybody else's.
anybody
so,
else's.
Yeah, I agree, and
Yeah.
that should be a part of the conversation. Of course, sometimes people can do things innocently because, let's say, they would have done it in past relationships, and the other person was fine with it, and they
Right.
felt if there was no conversation coming into this relationship, they felt it was okay until it happens and it causes an issue, and then they have to deal with it. But
Correct.
it's important to know how the other person feels.
Most definitely. You got to have that open line of communication and find out what's okay from what's not okay. Because you need to be clear on it's not okay with yourself as well. Don't
That's
leave
true.
expecting that your partner knows which is which line you don't want them to cross.
Oh, they will know. Yes, they always know.
So we'll take this
have
quick
to
commercial break and we'll be right back.
You asked and I delivered. Island-ish is back. The podcast you guys have known to love, to like to call in, to like to interact with. We are officially back. For the ones that don't know me, this is your girl Yams. Hearing me on Mix 102.1 FM or your favorite TGF_Yams. With the 2 S's, we're back with Island-ish right here on Superior Talk. So make sure you're following the page. We're going live this Thursday, 6 p.m. Don't miss it. Follow us. It's about to get lit.
So welcome back to Let's Talk. And if you're just joining us today, welcome. And our topic for today is, when is it cheating? When are you cheating? Especially in today's society, what do we now call cheating? What do we consider cheating? Because things have been, words have been switched up, meanings have been changed. A man could now be a woman could be a man, and all this foolishness. And, you know,
what does that have to do with cheating?
No, I'm
Jason?
telling you, because everything's changed. The dynamics and the words have changed. Things don't have the same meaning no more. So what I consider cheating back in the day, like I said, flirting, I consider that cheating. They'd be, man, get out of here, Jason, you too old-fashioned. Go back to the 90s. I would say I won't go no further back than that.
You better not. Get no offensive there.
So,
but some people are friendly, overly friendly. And I think there's a thin line between being overly friendly and being flirtatious. I was in a relationship with someone who was overly friendly, and I got used to it because I realized that it was innocent. I didn't like it a lot, but I got used to it. So it stopped. It used to offend me before, but it stopped offending me because I just realized that he was just friendly.
Yeah, that's what
and
it was.
It seemed innocent.
That's what it was. That's what you tell yourself to sleep at night.
You know what?
We got all kind of game. We got all kind of game out there. You know it.
Oh, really?
Crazy. That's why you kiki in now. You know.
No, he was just friendly.
You know.
Well, maybe he. Jason is trying to insinuate things.
Let's reel it in there. We ain't gonna keep. We know how it is. We ain't gonna put it on you. We ain't gonna put it on. So yeah, he was just friendly. Yeah, he was just friendly. But you know, because you mentioned that this was work, right? This was work when you said they were overly friendly, or this was just some friend and a random outside.
This is someone I was in a relationship with.
He was overly friendly to other people.
He was No, I was saying he was friendly to other people.
Oh, so you learned.
Yes. Oh, I thought you understood that. That's why you're ragging on me. Yes.
No.
Yeah, but I like I said, it stopped offending me because I realized that it was innocent.
You realized that it was innocent.
And I think it's because I'm not a people's person.
Right.
So when people are, why are you shaking your head so hard over there? You don't know me like that. So when, it was something I had to get used to when I realized, okay, he is just more personable.
He's just a nice guy.
And yeah, charismatic. But me, I am more, when I'm out, I don't like go around healing everybody.
You had to make sure you didn't turn into that jealous girl because
right. Because yes, and I had to learn that. So sometimes, and that's what I'm saying too, that sometimes people see someone being friendly or being charismatic, and if that's not their personality, then you could think that okay, he's overstepping or she's overstepping because it's not who we are.
Right, and that's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up because we have to be so careful nowadays, right? Because people mistake your kindness for flirting.
That's true.
And I used to be a shy guy, right? Not talkative at all.
Wait,
right?
when? Can we go to commercial to discuss this? We have to,
And so as I grew older, I became more confident and secure in myself. So I became a little bit more outgoing and friendly with people.
Right.
But I have to now watch the type of people who I'm friendly with. Because sometimes they misconstrue that. They think that, oh, girl, you wouldn't believe who just tried to talk to me.
Yes,
or I bust and say, hey, how you all doing today? Everybody doing good? Now, you sure you okay? I hope you're just telling me you okay just to say. And just being nice.
Right.
And, he friendly. Yeah, he came. Girl, he tried to talk to me. Yeah. That same Jason Lord.
Yes.
Him. He was, and I like, man, come on, man. So...
But it's the same thing females get it too when we smile too much.
You kikiing up with that fella too. You're too friendly.
You're too friendly. And for me, I'm usually serious. So I start to be a little, smile a little more.
Really?
And, yes.
Really?
Anyway, but let's get back on topic because, coming back off vacation, I thought Jason would be a little nicer to me. But no, females do. When we start smiling.
Yes.
We get accused of being too friendly or being flirtatious.
Understood.
Yeah.
I agree because I've told past girlfriends, hey, you can't just be smiling up at anyone. And I've told my daughters, listen, watch who you smile because some fellas don't know how to take that. You just being pleasant and nice. They oh, this is
They
an
think that
invitation
it's
now
yes,
to come
that's
and
true.
approach.
That's
so
true.
you have to what? And that's sad. You know, you
yes.
can't be nice, genuinely nice, because people take it the wrong way. But
Yeah.
that's just the society we live in today.
That's true.
And then we have the opposite end of that spectrum where some people are just, oh yeah, they just promiscuous. They just this is a free for all in today's society
Yeah.
now. You mean they got it all hanging out and they saying they could do whatever they do, want to do, and don't look at me a certain way because I ain't do nothing. They ain't counting that as a body, or they're not counting that as
They're living their truth.
oh, that's what it is. Right,
Yes,
right.
that's-
And that's why I
yes.
said today words, they've changed the meaning of so many words. And
Because to make themselves feel better.
right, right.
So yes, there are no lines, and when people have removed the lines of morality, the lines of spirituality, all the lines just to make themselves
Yes.
feel better, and like you said earlier, to make them sleep at night.
Yes.
And that's not going to change. Actually, that's only going to get worse.
Yeah, you know, like for a dating partner, I'm not talking. This is in a relationship, not dating, because when we have to be clear.
Right.
When you have an exclusive relationship, but
You
not
can't cheat
marriage.
if you're dating.
Right. So here you are. Well, you can't call it cheating if you're dating. Eh?
That's what I'm saying. Yes,
okay.
you can't really.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, but you in an exclusive relationship with your girl or your boy, but y'all got an argument and now y'all broken up, right? And they what they say, on a break.
On a break.
What do you do on that break? Does that count as cheating?
I cannot answer that.
You could answer for you.
Yes, I don't think. Yes, I think it's considered cheating.
Yeah.
I think it's considered cheating because usually when you have an argument or you make those emotional decisions, they are just that, emotional decisions, and that time apart is really just to go in your corners and cool off. It's not time to get hot with someone else. So I definitely would consider that cheating.
Yeah. Yeah, I would too, but you know, they say, oh, we on a break, we wasn't together.
Yes.
We wasn't together.
Usually
we
guys
both-
say that, yes.
Guys? Why only guys just do that? See? I was keeping it
think-
general, but now, and then when I start making it specific, oh, Jason, you have something against women. You always coming on to women. But here you are. That's the second shot you took at men.
No, this is
and
the
I
first.
respond.
That's the first.
No, that's the second
Oh,
one,
what was
Sharon.
the first one?
I ain't going back there. We can rewind
You
the
don't
tape.
remember one, that's why.
So it can take me
But
time
no,
to bring it up.
I did that
Right.
deliberately,
Yeah.
just because.
Yeah.
But no, you were not. I suppose both persons do that, but it is definitely cheating.
Yeah.
And it's no excuse. However, if you both come back together and you decide, okay, we were actually on a break and there were no stipulations, and so I'll forgive it, then that's fine if it's between those two parties.
And that's
but
sad
it wouldn't work
that
for
you have
me.
to, and that's sad, like you said, it wouldn't work for you, but
It would
that's
not.
sad that you have to give stipulations. Okay, we're on a break, but you can't do this. You can't
Because
do
people
that.
do it. People actually go and get pregnant on that little break. come back.
And come back
that
and say
very
that's your
small
baby.
window.
Ooh, that's
No,
another topic.
no,
that's
Jason,
another
that's not where I
topic.
was going with that. You went really
You just
much
said
further.
they go on a break and come back pregnant.
No,
you said that.
yes, but
and
I
only
didn't
women
say,
can go and do that.
No, but
And then only women could come back and
but
say
I
that's
didn't
your baby.
say
But
that's
anyway.
your baby part.
Yeah, but yeah, we know that's where it's going.
No,
Anyway.
it wasn't going to go there. She was going to fess up and say, "Well,
Oh,
that's what
really?
happened." You
That, we can save that for another
Yes.
day.
Yes,
That's another
so-
topic. So,
Don't forget to call us
Yes.
at 352-8255. I am tired of hearing Jason's voice, and I'm sure he's tired of hearing mine. So we definitely need to get some persons on the phone
Yes.
and to get some other comments other than
yes,
ours.
Tell us what the
Unless-
comments are. What do you all think is cheating?
I think they're agreeing with everything I say.
You think so?
Yeah, because everything I say it was really on point and quite
And
agreeable.
sounding. And
Yes.
sounding.
So do we have any? Oh, here we go.
Yeah, we have a first comment. B Lord Beat
It's hard to
says,
see it.
yes, it's
cheating.
because
Lower, bring it
yeah,
down.
yeah,
lower.
there you go.
Okay.
Because if it's only a break, that implies the intention working it out and staying together. That's so true. That's where I
I
was going to
agree.
go with it. Because if you're on a
Yes,
break, that means
yes.
you like you said, step away, cool off, and come back.
Come back and work it out.
You didn't say we're breaking up.
But even if you break up, because even after a breakup, there's a cooling off period. I don't expect that. Yes, you could afford to look at me that way. I don't expect that if we break up, you're with someone else next week.
Or you want them to sit and pine over
I
you and
want you to,
cry
yes,
and hurt
yes,
and,
it's gonna
and just
it's gonna take a
contemplate
while
and-
to get over me.
Yeah.
Of course, he's going to be there for a while. No, but on a serious note. So is it cheating then? I think it is.
No. If you all have come to a mutual decision that, hey, we calling it quits, this is end. If you all break up, if you say that in an hour, and that person has somebody in the waiting within that hour, officially, you all broken up.
Yeah, I mean, what you're
it
saying.
leads me to say that, hold on, you got somebody there that quit. Wait a minute now.
Thank you.
Something yeah, but that's another question. But the question is it cheating? No, it's not cheating.
Mm-hmm.
If we agreed to break up, it's not cheating.
I agree.
So that can't be held against me in the court of law.
However, any sensible person who just came out of a relationship knows that you ought to give yourself a break before entering into another relationship.
No, they could. He didn't say, or she didn't say she entered into a relationship. They just went out, and that could be their way
just entered.
of coping. Not they don't want to count the ceiling, what they call the popcorn on the ceiling, or listen to the walls talk. So they need somebody to help them get over that period. So what they call it, the jump off. That's what it used to be called, the jump off.
What?
That's what they used to call it, the
Called
jump
what?
off. The person, the rebound. Yeah, back in your day, you'd call it rebound.
Right. In my day. What exactly? We have the same days.
They
You
call
have
it
more
a jump
days
off.
than
They
I
have a
do.
jump off. That's somebody
So
to help you
it's- so-
get
okay.
over your
Okay.
whatever the stress.
So who
emotional,
calls it a jump off now? Now they call it
I don't know.
that?
I think we little back in the day now. So
Yeah.
they may have it another little. They would call it a sneaky link. No, a sneaky link is somebody who actually dealing
That's
with.
the person you're cheating with.
Right, that's the person you're cheating with. I don't know what they would call it now. That person to help you get over the rebound. Yeah, a little movie. No, a movie is somebody you're cheating with too. Man, hey.
Jason, you know all these slangs and everything. I'm
Listen,
worried.
Listen, we need you all.
Anyway.
Help us out. Help us out. Some of us who've been longer, we ain't a little up to the date with the talk. So give us a little comment, call us and let us know what you all feel. When do you think it's cheating? And we'll try to disguise your voice in case you don't want to give yourself away. We don't call no names. We ain't gonna, so you safe. This is a safe space. Help my way. We ain't gonna tell nobody. You safe here. So.
Yes. But I think though also that any act that makes your and I know people disagree with this, but any act that makes your spouse uncomfortable, I think even if it's not called cheating, because maybe you're not doing anything, but there
Withholding.
not just withholding, but she feels uncomfortable with how
See?
she or he. Look, Jason, I'm female. I'm always
No,
going to see
keep
things
it
from
general.
a female
You gotta keep it
perspective.
general.
Tell me what to keep it.
Oh, there we go.
If
Cheryl, that's the
she-
Cheryl I know. Come on, Cheryl, let's go.
If he or she
Uh-huh.
is made to feel uncomfortable in any environment, then there's a problem.
And when I say withholding, it's anything that
Yes.
that you promised to give your partner,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're withholding it for whatever reason. And people like to think cheating is just
with someone else.
with romantic,
Right.
Cheating is anything you give to somebody else that's supposed to be exclusively for your partner, or cutting your partner out of it.
Yes.
It could be a time. You could be giving it to work.
True.
See, people don't look at
Yes.
cheating that way.
Because in that way, you're cheating me out of time with you.
And you even be with your kids.
Yes.
You giving your
or putting
your
them
kids
above the spouse.
about your spouse spouse, or above your partner, and or it could be the parents, the in-laws. You giving them all this time, you're spending so much time with your mother, your father, and your partner's right there waiting for you. That's cheating too, and we don't look at that. You're being unfaithful to your partner because you're giving that time, that quality time that they're due to, you're giving it to somebody else. So now you don't have nothing left to give to your partner. That's cheating.
Yes.
We can take this conversation up on the other side of the break. So stick around, guys.
Yo, what's up, Bahamas? My name is Andrew Williams, aka Cat,
And I'm your boy Mix
and we're representing Off the Bench, the #1 talk sportcast in the Bahamas.
in the world, my boy.
My bad partner. So
Yeah.
we cover anything sports throughout the Bahamas. We cover our Bahamian athletes wherever they are, and they're making waves in sports. We cover them.
Hey, just tune in. That's every Wednesday here on Superior Talk at 6:00 p.m. Sharp.
The #1 talk show
In the world.
in the world.
Craig.
Welcome back. We're on this very interesting topic. When is it considered cheating? And like we said before, we want you in on the conversation. So please give us a call at 352-8255. Please like and subscribe or drop a message in the chat. Definitely, we want to hear from you. And when we went on, before we go into anything else, let's read what's on the screen. Jason, you want to take that?
B Lord Beach says, jump off is a side piece or a rebound. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. So
Thanks for
that's
clearing
helping
that
us
up.
to clear it up.
Yes. Okay. Now I know we started talking. We want to talk about when is the other spouse being a little too much, more or less when the person is being insecure or accusing the other person of cheating when they feel like they're not doing anything. How do people or how should people handle that type of situation?
Now that's a deep one, right? But first of all, I think communication it has to happen. Open communication, and both parties have to express how they're feeling and what they're expecting, and then come to an agreement. Okay, what's reasonable, what's unreasonable. Now, you could have a partner who just have trauma from the past,
Right.
And now they bring all that baggage and insecurity over to you. So they're trying to make you pay for something else.
But what
somebody
if
did.
you not being so friendly is all I need to make me feel secure? Why can't you give me that?
You should be able to compromise. But if I'm an outgoing, bubbly person, right?
Right.
And
You have to
you've
stifle
known this.
that.
In fact, that's what attracted you to me. Now, here it is. Now it's a problem.
Right.
Now we gotta have a conversation. Now, this is what attracted you to me. You know this is me. Now, I could try to meet you halfway, but I shouldn't have to get to the point where I'm now suppressing myself
Right.
so you could feel better. No, let's have a conversation. Why do you feel my outgoing is making you feel this way? Let's dive a little deeper into that. Because we as Bahamians, we don't believe in talking and getting things
Right,
out
to the
and
bottom
working
of
past
things,
our trauma.
yes.
We bottle everything down and we put the blame on other people to say, okay, you are the reason why I feel this way.
Right. And you need to make the adjustment
Yeah,
to
you
make
make
me
the
feel
adjustment,
better
make me feel better now.
instead of me doing the work to actually
Now,
yes.
that's different than if I actually made you feel that way. Because I
Right.
could have been I could have been a flirty person. I could have been cheating, and I could have put that insecurity in you.
Right.
Now, if I did that, now that's my job to get that out of you.
Okay.
If I scar you, it's my job to heal you. But if you come scarred,
Right.
I can
you
try
can
to
help me
help
heal,
you.
right?
Help
but
you heal.
I still have
but
to
that
do the
ain't my
work.
responsibility. It's your responsibility to be healed before you come to me. And then that's my bad for not even seeing that scar before I start dating or start making sure you were the one.
Exactly, and if you didn't see it, now that you see it, it is your responsibility.
If I'm married to you, it's my responsibility.
But okay, so do you how do you feel about making new friends after you are with someone, you're married? So the husband is he allowed to make new female friends?
I think so.
Exclusively away from?
No,
Is she
no.
allowed to make new
No,
male friends?
no,
Exclusively away
no,
from?
No, that's a big no for me. No.
Right.
If we
Why?
if we have if new friends popping up, we making new friends.
Okay.
How does this person even become your friend? What do you all have in common to become your friend?
Maybe someone
if
who
it's
started working, a
and
coworker
especially if it's
who is in your
opposite
department.
sex. And I shouldn't even say
example.
opposite sex because the same sex could be attracted to you still.
Mm.
So once it's somebody who may be attracted to you and they want to be your friend, that have to be our friend.
Okay.
It can't be just your friend because what friends come about how? To share experiences, right?
Right.
Common experiences,
Interest
things
or
you have in common,
experience, yes.
right? So what you and this person have in common and shared that your spouse, do not know about.
No, I was well. What about work? Let's say it's someone through work, and you have that in common. Someone
Right.
in your department who you like the same things, and you have a lot in common.
Your spouse
So-
should know that.
No, I'm saying she can know that, but is it okay to hang out? Let's say even at work, you're hanging out at work and having lunch or doing things like that. Is that okay?
Each relationship is different, and you would have to discuss that with your spouse.
Right.
Because your spouse may be, hey, it's okay. I trust you 100%. I know you ain't gonna do nothing. I don't care if this woman walk naked in front of you. I know you ain't gonna do nothing. So have your friends.
Right.
You know. But
Not
then
to
again,
hang
that's the
with
level of your relationship, the level of your trust.
I agree. I agree.
But why? My thing is, why would you even want a new friend outside of your spouse? That's just, to me, that's grounds for. That's a little rocky ground. That's you opening the door right there for something to happen, to be accused of something.
So, Jason, you're saying the guy, once he gets married, he's not supposed to have any other female friends at all?
I said with his wife's. I would say approval because it make it like, but that's in essence that's what I'm saying. With his wife approval.
Approval.
Because it's her feelings was paramount.
Say that in the camera, Jason. Look straight in the eye.
Her feelings was paramount. The
That's
peace
right.
of your home supersedes everything. Your job, your in-laws, your kids. The peace between your husband and wife supersedes everything except. It trumps everything except your relationship with God.
And what about those old friends that your spouse is not comfortable with?
Oh, they have to know their place too.
Okay.
You chose your spouse, which means you chose to put them above you.
Exactly.
So lines have to be drawn, and your friends have to understand that.
Right.
If they're your true friends,
and
they will understand
and
it.
if they want your relationship to work, if they are your
Exactly.
cheerleader in that regard,
Exactly.
then they definitely will.
And how could
back
you
on the
not be
side.
my friend and not want my relationship to work?
Exactly.
How could you not be my friend?
Yes.
Unless they know something about my spouse. What I don't know, and they just try to protect. But they shouldn't let me go down the aisle. So we ain't going down the road.
Exactly.
So
I think we have another comment that. No, okay, continue.
So so what about, seeing that you said work, you brought it up, right? What about work? What do they say? Work husband and work boyfriend,
husband,
girlfriend,
work wives,
work wife,
and- yes.
work wife, and work. They like to joke about that, right? To me, I think that's nonsense. To me,
Right?
what do you think on that?
I think it's someone who looks out for the person at work. I think that's what it is. Somebody who has that person's back at work. I don't agree with it. I think you only need one. And I think, too, that's where you look for that gray areas. Because if you have to be calling yourself work husband and work wife, I don't know. I would not be comfortable with that kind of situation. I don't know anybody who would be. And my hat's off to them. I'm not that mature. So I would not be comfortable with any work-wife situation.
So
it's just me.
So okay, seeing that we have this open up for all exclusive relationships, we know it's not okay for married people, right? Because it only should be, like you say, one husband, one wife.
Right.
What about if I'm seriously in a serious relationship or exclusive relationship with a girl, and at work, am I okay to have a work wife?
No, you're not.
No?
No, you're not. Well, you know what? I guess like we would have said earlier, if she's comfortable with it, if she knows the person, let's say this is a friend of both your friends, because if you're serious about someone, they should know your close friends.
Right.
Your spouse should know all your close friends. There should be no close friend. I mean, it will take a while, but that should happen. Now, you should be able to share whatever it is that you're doing together. And even if it's something where you come over and say, okay, me and Jason was hanging at work today, or me and Jason went by so-and-so to get lunch today, and she's comfortable with it.
Right.
But if she becomes uncomfortable with it, then, it's time to desist, because how she feels should be more important than whatever your work situation is.
Because, in those situations, we spend a lot of time with our employee, co-workers, right? So now, if you're having trouble with your significant other at home, when you go to work, your work husband now fills in, and you're crying to your work husband about what your boyfriend is doing. So
True.
You cry now, and he's consoling you, and you say he's looking out for you, right? But he may look out for you in other areas as well.
Yeah, boy.
So
But sometimes you can have innocent work bonds, because sometimes work could be stressful and people form bonds and friendships over the stress of the job.
Right.
And sometimes your spouse is not able to relate on that level. And that's
Right.
why you have these relationships.
But go ahead, sorry.
So that's why I was saying too, work relationships are important, but you still have to draw the line, especially if it's somebody who could present a risk to your relationship, because sometimes you don't know when you're emotionally leaning to people, and sometimes it seeps in without you realizing it. A lot of people who get into entanglements at work don't walk in the door saying, you know, this is what, well, some people do that, but a lot of times it just leaks slowly, and then when you know you're in love.
Wow, you going way there. Wow. She bypassed all that liking and sneaking and all that. She going straight to love.
I
Wow.
said slowly, so during the slow process,
But-
there was all of that.
Yeah, but so true though. But that's the truth, because we connect with people when we share in trauma, and then
Right.
work is really traumatizing sometimes. So if
It
we
is.
crying and we bonding over how the boss is being so unfair, or they
Right.
doing foolishness, and we just keep talking, and you next thing you look, you have a bond.
Right.
Work, and then that bond now bleeds over from work. Now you find yourself talking about your kids to the coworker, and they share the experience
True.
again. And next thing you have a problem with your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and they start consoling you, and you end up saying this.
That's where I think to that is a kind of, I don't know if disrespect is too strong a word, but I don't think you should be sharing information about your spouse to anyone that he does not have that relationship with.
True.
You know, especially if there are problems. And I think
Very true.
people tend to do that, and people do it. They do it with the intention to get pity or
Yes.
as an emotional manipulation
yes.
to with someone else.
Right.
So and it makes their spouse look bad, because usually that person feels like, okay, I have to fill this gap, and I can do a little better than the other person.
They got
It
inside
could be-
information.
Exactly. So the guy knows, okay, you start complaining financially, your spouse is not doing that financially. So he steps up.
Give
So
you a little
he's
slide,
seen
give you a
as the
little dollars.
man.
Start buying your lunch, and then say, "Hey, keep the change. Oh, where you don't go, what you feel like eating? Yeah, take but this little dollars. You can't eat gas.
whenever you're done, Jason.
You can't eat gas. What? Okay, we have slide that and take that. Hey, man, no, ain't nothing.
The whole dramatic scene going on over here.
That's how it starts.
Yeah, and the same, and vice versa. The same goes for the female.
She ain't cook. Hold on, I cooked this nice pork chop dinner. Oh no,
Yes.
grouper, steamed grouper, peas and rice, plantain and coleslaw. What? She ain't cook? Yeah, man, I cooked that last
And
night.
you get a hot meal every day, and all
she
of a
bring it to
sudden
you.
now.
Oh, and I right there, I so fool because I love to eat, and I didn't
Right.
only looking at his food, and she cooking me my favorite dish and bringing it to me,
And
and
the
I
same
get
thing
it hot.
happens. Then
Yeah.
you start favoring this
Yes.
other person because the other person is showing up in areas where your spouse is deficient.
Yes, yes. So and like you say, it happens. It's a slippery slope, and it can start off innocently,
Yes.
but we know it ain't innocent, because if it was innocent, we'd let our spouse know what we doing, hey,
True.
right? We know it ain't innocent. We fool ourselves. We know it ain't innocent. Because if it was innocent, we'd openly talk about it. There'd be no sneaking, no shying around, no going away or nothing, right? So but
Yes.
we try to fool ourselves. It's not innocent. I just need lunch today. I just need a little gas today. Oh, I just need a plate of food today. And I just wanna, I just feel like venting.
Yes.
My spouse don't let me vent. So I just looking for shoulder to just to get it out.
Yeah.
It starts off in these little slippery things, and believe it or not, that's how it starts. And we would say that ain't cheating, but that
Well,
right
it's-
there could be
it's not-
cheating, because that same
It's cheating
role-
at the point where it's no longer innocent. And sometimes you get a little inclination as to when it stopped being innocent.
Mm-hmm.
And now, okay, because if you have to hide it, then you ought not to be doing
definitely,
it. So
definitely.
yeah, anything you have to hide.
Definitely.
And I mean, yeah, you are entitled to privacy, but
privacy.
There's
Wait
not-
a minute. From who? From who? Boyfriend, girlfriend, yes. Husband and wife?
so you don't have private thoughts. You're not allowed to have thoughts.
No, and they stay right there. I don't share those thoughts with nobody else. That between me and God.
Really? Okay, so after you're married, you're not
Saved by the
entitled to
bell.
any
Saved
form of
by the
privacy.
bell, ladies and Sharon. We can get right back on that. Welcome to Let's Talk Caller. You are live.
Hey, Jason.
What's going on?
Only just
Sharon,
okay.
Sharon is here
Yes,
too.
she's very much here.
I have a question for her. Maybe she could elaborate on that a little bit.
She.
How come you always hear about this term called work husband, but I don't hardly hear anybody on Facebook talking about this term called work wife. Like, it don't exist. You always hear about someone called a work husband.
Really?
Is she prepared? Could she elaborate on that for me?
Her name is Cheryl. Can you say it? Cheryl.
Cheryl, okay, Cheryl, how are you? Does that spell with an S or with a C?
It's with a C. Heryl. But
Okay.
but you know, it's funny though. You're saying that I'm not aware one way or the other. But females usually are the ones who, I don't want to come out and say we're a little more needy, but we're a little more expressive of our needs, and so we are a little more open to get into these kind of situations based on that. And guys can easily take advantage of a situation because usually we are so expressive, and sometimes we're not even talking to, we could be talking to our girlfriends. We're always talking, and so people could always know exactly what's going on. Yeah, what's going on with us. So our needs are usually out there. A guy hears that, sees that, and he's able to swoon in and be whatever or fit that spot just for whatever purpose. But I am not I am not around any work wife. I thought this was just something in Hollywood that people just say. I don't have experiences with people who have work husbands or work wives. But I know it's something that exists, but I don't know of it much in our culture. So, but I can agree that you would have more work husbands than work wives.
Okay.
I don't know if I was helpful.
Oh, that shed a little bit of light on it from a woman's perspective.
Okay.
So I'll hang up and continue to listen. Good topic today. Keep it up.
Okay.
Thanks for supporting, caller. Thanks for calling in. You're always welcome to call. So,
Well, that's
this is-
interesting that there's more work husbands than work.
most definitely.
Okay, so I guess wives are at home doing what they're supposed to do. So work wives are not needed.
Like you said, women are always talking.
Yes.
They're always talking and
So
complaining about something.
Is that
and
your
complaining
experience at work that you hear females
I'm
venting
not going
or
to say it because,
You can't.
Some people might throw rock at me when I go
Yes.
to work tomorrow.
So you're just going based on what I said then.
Yes, yes. So we'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Stick around,
Let's
guys.
do that. Just make sure you.
I'm Flynn Doxson from Nose Witness News, reporting live from Sniper Paintball City. We're here with the manager, and he's going to tell us a little about what they have to offer.
Daddy, I got this at Sniper Paintball. We have paintball, cornhole, mini golf, batting cage.
Strike!
That's not a strike.
So come on down every Saturday and Sunday to Sniper Paintball City, located next to Crosstown, where you and the family can have a great time.
See you at Sniper.
Where you going, mate?
To go buy these tickets for the party tonight.
Why this boy so dumb?
Tickets242.com.
You know how hard it is?
They sell tickets for parties, concerts, plays, sporting events, everything.
You know how expensive bus is?
Well, if you just buy the tickets online, they could just send you it in the email. Then you could just print it off.
You know how strong mosquitoes is?
Or you could go to the box office downtown with the Genesis Street Gear.
You ain't scared of Joneses, eh?
Welcome back. Thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you for joining in with us here on Let's Talk. And our topic for today is, when is it considered cheating? Especially in today's society. You know, words have been switched up and changed, and all that new meanings have been given to different words, and just so that we can feel better. So we just wanted to know, from your perspective, when are you cheating? And we were talking about all different areas, flirting and the innocent being friendly and overkind. Yeah, go ahead, Cheryl.
If the spouse, okay, let's say clearly you are doing something in terms of having friends, being emotionally, sharing yourself emotionally with this one and next one. Maybe not physically, but emotionally. But your spouse is fine with it.
Well, if your spouse is fine with it, then it isn't cheating.
Then it is not.
If your spouse is fine with anything you do, and because once you let them know,
they don't feel that they're being denied anything,
Right.
or they just too busy to care.
Because remember now, what is cheating? Being deceptive about something and hiding something, and taking something and giving it away. If I tell you I give it away, if I tell you I take that and give it away, I really sneak that behind your back. I'm openly telling you, and you're okay with it. You're okay with it.
Clear with how I. Let me think about it some more. I don't think I'm clear with how I wanted to express that. If I'm not.
But I feel
okay.
if my spouse is okay with my behavior, and I know I feel,
But
I'm
everybody else can see that, okay, you are really dangerously flirtatious and kind of disrespectful.
But what if I am not?
They don't.
But what if I'm not? That's me. They view it as that way, but I'm not. My wife doesn't view it that way. But you
Then,
think
yes.
that. Then whose
Me
opinion
and everybody
matters?
else in the room.
Then
But
your
as long
opinion
as your
does not matter.
As long as your spouse is fine.
Once my spouse is happy, remember what I said now, my wife's peace, at least I shouldn't say my wife's peace, the peace in the home is paramount. Our marriage is paramount.
See what I wanted to get at too. Some people are comfortable with not the spouse. Like some people don't have a conscience and they're fine with cheating.
Yes.
They're just fine with it.
Yes. Especially in this culture today, right? That's if you don't have a sweetheart, something wrong with you.
Yes.
If you don't have a sneaky
You're a
little side
unicorn,
piece, something
yes.
wrong with you. What's wrong with you if you ain't checking something on the side? If you
Right.
speak up against it, then you think you better than somebody, you perfect, or you know.
Yeah, you think you're better than
Yeah.
others. Right?
So, unfortunately, being faithful is backward. We living in a backward world now.
yes.
Being good is bad, bad is good, So unfortunately that's the case. But still, we still got our standards. And there's
Absolutely.
nothing wrong with holding on to
having and
those
holding to-
standards.
yes.
Just
Yes.
because the rest of the world going to hell in a handbasket, that ain't means you should go along with it.
I
Stick
agree.
to your standards if you want your spouse to be faithful and that's what you're doing. Stick with it.
Right.
So now back to the work thing. How if I cheat and how can we be redeemed? How do you go about saying it? Because we already talk about the cheating now. How do we, if we feel that we've been cheated on, how do we approach?
If you feel like you're being cheated on.
Yeah, how do we approach it? Let's see if we can get some solutions now.
Okay.
But
definitely you have to have a conversation with your spouse. Now, I thought you were asking it the other way. If you cheat on your spouse, how do you? Because I was going to tell you need to go and confess.
Is it okay to confess?
You need to go to
See,
that
that's
good
what
woman and say, baby, I messed up and whatever. I don't know how that would work out. But can you get beyond that and get back to your relationship though without confessing that?
We all have different beliefs, right? And I believe in order to be right, you have to confess. You have to get out of that, get that out, bring it to light, and then deal with it. I don't believe in suppressing and hiding and ducking and deceiving, and hoping they don't ask you the question so you don't have
Jason,
to lie.
it's and I know everybody's going to say that's easier said than done, and you're only saying that because you're not in the situation,
right? So therefore,
but
if
me,
it's that hard, then don't do it.
Yeah, I agree. You shouldn't. But for me, if you have and I'm just being realistic, I agree with you. The only way to get back to a right relationship is to confess and have that conversation, even if you risk losing that person, because I think it's more respectful to risk losing the person and be honest with them.
Right.
But in essence, if you can't do that, then I think you should stop compromising yourself and try to carry on your relationship. I'd rather say that than say, okay, you ain't gonna fess up and confess. So the other option is not to continue with what you're doing.
Well, both options you don't continue, right? Both options you don't continue because
Right,
you're cheating,
but-
right?
yes.
You're giving away something that shouldn't. In fact,
And that's-
if you're married, you're giving away something that don't belong to you.
Absolutely, that's true.
So you're stealing.
That's true.
If you're married now, when you ain't married, that's a whole horse of a different color and all that stuff, right?
But if you're not married and you're practicing, so it's the same thing because whatever you practice prior to, usually, I believe a lot of times you continue that
Carried
same
over.
thing.
Yeah. So I ain't gonna put
But
it
it's
on
a
that.
habit. I think it's a habit that needs to be dropped. And a lot of times, even with the work wife, the work husband, I think all of these things are disrespectful. And a lot of times, conversations in the workplace are heavy with sexual undertones,
Yes,
sexual
yes,
connotations, and
yes.
everything. And I think it's our culture, and we grin and we laugh, But would you say these things if your spouse was
I'm glad
around?
you said it.
Would you say
you right
it?
here with me, Cheryl. You right here
Yeah,
with me.
usually we are. Would you? You
That's
wouldn't.
right. If you wouldn't, then
right?
don't do it.
Then
If
you
if
shouldn't
you
do
don't feel
it.
comfortable around, if your spouse is right there, or your significant other,
yes.
if they were right there, would you carry on the same way?
Yeah.
If you would, fine, carry
Then-
on. That means you know you're not doing it.
Right.
But hold on, are you? Or maybe are you just that disrespectful?
Exactly. Well, that's another thing too.
So, yeah, 'cause some fellas would.
what,
Oh, see, now I ain't gonna put it on fellas, because mostly men are that brazen to do the same thing in front of a.
I think more men are brazen. See, I
what I
think
said.
men have higher standards as to what they would expect from women than
Right.
women do from men.
Right,
Because we
right.
allow a little more, because
Right.
we feel like, okay, it's
That's
just
just
boys
him.
being
Yeah,
boys
that's a
or
man,
whatever. Yeah, but a man,
that works out.
he was a little more strict.
Because we have
as to-
hold you to a higher standard.
Yeah, I literally just said that, Jason.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Duh.
You know
She's
what?
so used to not getting that right.
No, but
So if you would not say something or do something with your significant other there, then don't do it.
Yes.
At all. If you're not comfortable doing it with them there, then don't do it when they're not there.
Right.
Because that means you now have to hide that. And once you're hiding something,
then
basically
yes.
you're cheating right there.
Yes.
Now, is it
And you-
ever okay to cheat? Is it ever okay to cheat?
No. No, I was thinking of unforeseen circumstances. I think I watched it on TV somewhere.
I don't know why you had to think so long.
Where
to
they
see
no.
public
I
question,
actually
man.
was thinking about it, but I think I was wondering if it was real, but it's not. It was on TV, where someone had a spouse who was dying, and they gave them permission. That was on TV. I don't think that happens in real life. I don't know. Maybe it does. You can have.
Man, you hear all kind of stories on social media. You know, the guy or the woman, she's not in a condition no longer to please her husband, and she know he's needed, so she give him permission. But she only give him permission because she really didn't want to give him permission, but just because she knows she
loved
couldn't
him
do it
so
for him.
much, she
Right.
wanted him to. See, and only women would do that. A man
No,
would never.
sir, that's not
He'd
true.
You think
That's
a man
not
would
true.
do that?
I was just going to say, you ain't let me finish.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Guy, he know the plumbing ain't working no more. He can't. He
You heard? You saw
allow.
that on.
See,
you
to
saw
see
that?
all these are
Same-
social media. See, that's what
Oh,
I'm saying. You
yes?
don't know what's true or not. But you know, people come with all these outrageous stories just for
I
likes
don't
and stuff
think
like
a guy would do that.
These fellas, some simps out there. Here, let me tell you something. A simp is
I
a
would-
man
no.
who really do anything for a woman.
Because no.
Yeah,
And
he allows
he
what he allows
already
woman.
has a situation that is affecting his manhood. No, that's gonna worse.
Yeah, well, he
No,
according
sir,
to just
you
so
don't
his
do that.
he feels she going out there go do it anyway, so he give her permission again because he love her so much. You said only woman could do it, but now that I said a man doing it, you think it's that's not true. That can't be.
No, I mean, I was just thinking I wouldn't advise.
I wouldn't advise at no
I
point.
wouldn't advise,
But
no.
The reason why I ask when is cheating okay, right? Because some people would be like, "Oh, you cheat on me, I gotta cheat on you to get even."
Oh Lord. Well, they should not be together.
No.
They should
No.
not. If you can't forgive without, doing your tit for tat, then definitely that's a recipe for disaster.
It's never okay to cheat. If you feel you have to cheat you live. You know,
I
they say
agree.
you're strong enough to cheat, but you ain't weak enough to forgive. I mean, you're weak enough to cheat, but not strong enough
to forgive or
forgive
to leave.
or to leave.
Right. And I think too, some people don't want to cheat, but they do the smaller mini cheats, where some people and they feel like, okay, I'm not cheating. And that's like some kind of solace to them. I don't know why he's getting up like I'm giving some excuse. I'm not trying to.
I want you to elaborate with the small
I'm just
cheating
saying,
is.
yeah, some people with the same work wife, work husband situations or just having friends that they hang out with or, just to have that other outlet other than while they're not compromising themselves physically with the person. They still do that other thing.
Right.
And it's still a kind of cheating.
They feel
But
because I don't have sex.
Yes.
I ain't cheating.
That's the point I'm trying to make, yes.
And that's, they tell themselves that so they can sleep.
Yes.
I ain't cheat on, I ain't sleep with them, but, and even if they do, they don't take responsibility for it.
Yes.
I only do this because you do that.
Yes, that's true.
They don't take accountability. Like
You don't take me nowhere.
Yeah.
You're never home.
you don't tell me
You're
I
always
look
working.
good. You don't compliment
Yes.
me. So it's always somebody else's fault.
Yes.
Right? So the thing is this now. That person got that much control over you that when they don't give you something that anybody else could come in now, cause you to compromise yourself. So you telling yourself that they caused you to do this so you can sleep better, so you don't feel guilty.
Yeah.
So you don't take accountability. So how does that work?
It doesn't.
It doesn't, right? It doesn't.
It doesn't.
So in our wrap up.
Yeah, Jason, they left us on our own today pretty
Yeah.
much, huh? It was just us over here. But it was still, I think it was a very interesting conversation. We talked about cheating, what is cheating, and, the different types of cheating and why we shouldn't do it. The important thing is respecting your spouse's emotions, how they feel about things. It should be paramount to you. And if you love and respect that person, then you would not do anything to compromise how they feel. You would not do anything to compromise them at all. And while, like you mentioned before, Jason, about it's not just having sex with someone else or having feelings for someone else. It's the time, it could be money, anything that you are
Yes.
depriving your spouse of that belongs to them and you're giving it to someone else or
Yes.
giving it away or withholding it in some form, that is cheating. And so let's just respect our relationships by doing what we ought to.
Yes, and guys, the peace in the home supersedes everything else. So whatever you promised to your spouse or your partner, live up to it.
Right.
Whatever you agreed to, honor it. Because anything other than that is cheating.
Yes.
Anything outside of that is cheating. That's my 2 cents. And this has been Let's Talk. Guys, we've been glad to have you with us today. We'll see you again next week.